We will continue our simple watercolor practice series, and we will be making this particular boat scene with reflection in this particular tutorial. We will do a very simple pen drawing and we will do watercolor wash and finish this particular work. Hi friends, I am VanidasMangathil and let us learn watercolors together. Without further delay, let us get into the tutorial. I am using a 300 GSM cold pressed watercolor paper and we are making a very simple drawing with an ink, basically a waterproof pen. I am using a Unipin fine line 0.4 pen. Any water you can use any waterproof pen. So it is good to have waterproof pen. Otherwise, it will smudge when you do apply water when you apply watercolor wash on top of it. It is a very simple boat scene and maybe one or two figures and a couple of maybe some foliages at the behind of the boat. And this is a work from imagination. So please don't worry if it doesn't make perfect sense to you that how can you have a tree just in the middle of the boat, and also I don't know if it is theoretically possible or not. We are looking for an interesting scene that is done in watercolor. That's it. Okay, maybe here is the level of water, and maybe above that we will have a little bit of foliages, right? So let us start with some red color for the boat. I always prefer red color for the boat, and maybe it is just my choice. You can use any color that you want, but I see some good contrast in red color. That is the reason I am taking red color. I am using a scarlet red from Camel brand of Camel artist quality watercolor, and now let us add little bit more darker tones by mixing Payne's gray to scarlet red and applying to some of the areas so that you get some tonal variation. Okay. Now we have a little bit of olive green for the foliages. Okay. And I'm just using the side of the brush, okay, side of the brush mainly to get some random shape for the foliages. And let us add little bit darker tones by adding some blues or Payne's gray. Any dark tone you can mix with uh, olive green. And if you don't have olive green, you can use other greens. You can use blue, whatever you think is good. Okay, now let us softly merge softly merge the boat and the foliages so that I don't want to clearly distinguish between the boat and the dark end of the foliage so that we can simplify a lot of details. So I'm splashing some water so that you get some sort of a texture on the foliage. So let us mix some colors, light grayish kind of a color, and suggest the background. So I'm adding some water at the top of the foliage area, and now I'm adding that grayish blue sort of a color and defining the far end foliage. So I have made the paper wet at the top portion of this particular area because I wanted little softer edge at the top. You don't really have to wet it because it is a lighter tone. Even with if you have a sharper edges, I wouldn't mind really. Okay. Right. I think we are done with the background foliages. See, it is a simple work, some simple shapes and simple way of coloring. So I have mentioned all the colors in the text above, so you can pay attention to that. Okay. And now let us make slightly darker version of red and suggest some reflection. Okay. I'm not assuming that this is deep water. It is probably a shallow water because somebody can just stand there. Okay. But even in shallow water, you will get this kind of reflection. So some kind of reflection. And when you paint reflection, you have to sort of ensure that the reflections are kind of a mirror image of the object above. Okay. I think this looks okay. I'm adding some kind of opaque touches here and there. It is some sort of a color mixed with white. Okay, maybe some lavender or some other color with white. Right now, this looks good to me. Okay, little bit of darker tone where the board and the reflection meet. Okay, I'm using a soft round brush with a good point here. Okay. And most of the time I'll be using just a single brush, okay, because this is a small work and I don't want to switch between too much of brushes. As mentioned in the text above, you can mix a little bit of olive green and maybe Payne's gray or some other color and make it slightly darker version, not too much, okay, of the foliage color here. And it is very suggestive. Okay, I am not worried about precision here. And if you don't have the colors that I am using, don't worry, you can use any kind of appropriate color. And this, the width of the reflection and the width of the object above, I am trying to match it so that it is more kind of believable. Some darker tones where the water body and the foreign foliages meet, and then sort of little bit of a reflection using the very similar color. Okay, of we have used a little bit of a bluish gray kind of a tone for the foreign foliages. We are using the same tone for the reflection of it. And to separate between the object and the reflection, I am using little darker tone at the base of the foliage. Okay. Okay, now let us paint the figures with some contrasting colors. Okay. I said contrasting colors, but I don't think this is sufficiently contrasting. But I'm okay. Just since I have used this color, I have used a little bit of a mauve color here for this one. You can use any contrasting color. I would suggest you use little bit more contrasting color for the figure. This figure is looking the other side, and this particular figure is looking towards us, facing towards us. This color is, I have used cobalt blue and little bit of white for this particular figure, but you can use any contrasting color. I would actually prefer maybe cobalt green or some other contrasting color for the figure, and some kind of a pole, and we'll add more reflections. As I told, reflection is kind of a mirror image, and we all know that due to the movement of water, the reflection shape will sometimes be broken and distorted. And these figures also will have reflections. I'm breaking the shape, but overall shape looks somewhat like a mirror image, but I'm breaking it, distorting it a little bit so that it looks like a reflection. Yeah. Some zigzag brushworks. I still haven't changed my brush, it is the same brush. But if you are not getting fine control with your brush, you can always change. You don't have to use the same materials that I'm using, you can use your own material. Okay. So for the face and arms, etc., which is exposed body part, I'm using thick orange color directly from the tube. Okay. Maybe a little bit of his lower leg is seen here. Right. I think this is good enough for the figure and the reflections. I still think that the color that I have used for the figure is not giving good contrast. Okay, some additional dark touches to create some contrast, some interest, etc. I think we are pretty much done with this one, and let us mix a pale gray like the same tone that we have used for the foreign foliages, and suggest the slight movement of water, slight ripples. Okay, this can be very light tone, don't make it very dark. Okay. Because of the ripples you will find some of the reflections, broken reflections, so I'm suggesting some reflections here and there. I think we can treat this particular work as done now, because we have defined all the objects and we got the reflections convincing, and we can stop it. I hope you have liked this particular practice video. Please do practice and keep improving your watercolor skills. Your practice work doesn't have to be very complex. You can make simple works and practice it at a very regular basis, maybe every day, and you will soon see that your watercolor is improving. If you're finding value in these tutorials, please do subscribe and press the bell notification, and please share this video to your artist groups, artist friends, so that they, your artist friends also can take benefit of these informative classes. So thank you very much for being with me. If you have any question or comment suggestion, please do write them into the comment box below. Thanks for watching this video, and we will soon see you with another informative video, and happy painting until then. Bye bye.